Well, let's get right. All right. Now, fuck that, okay? And fuck Keemstar, okay? Let me just get that right off my back chest right from the very get-go. First of all, thank you. Welcome in for all who are hanging out with me this evening. So, I've got one story and one story only. I'm going to try to remain as calm, cool, and collected as I possibly can. This does hit a little bit close to home as it is in my beloved home state where I was born and raised. And so anyway, you know what, let me kill the music on this because this is not something I think that needs to be in any way covered in a whimsical or comical way at all. I really don't. So I think most people on the planet that follow any type of Twitter or YouTube or most of your social media top platforms know who Keemstar is. They know who Boogie is. The only player in this scenario that you may not know is this guy named, he goes under the handle of Frank Hassle. I don't know if that's his real name. I don't care. It doesn't matter. In the context of what we're going to be doing here, it just really doesn't matter. Okay. So anyway, so let me just get right into the stuff here. So, Frank Hassle is, and Boogie have been kind of going back and forth with each other, on, Twitter, and then most recently they engaged each other in a podcast. I had that link to that podcast somewhere. I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. Really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters in that is that, and I wish I did have it for this fact here. Frank made the statement, Frank Hassle made the comment to Boogie that he was coming to Arkansas, there where Boogie lived, and that he was going to, it was going to be worse than any rape experience that he had ever endured. Now, for some of you who may not know, Boogie has shared on his YouTube channel and in his Twitch streams multiple times that he had a very horrible childhood growing up. He was both physically and sexually abused, and I'm not going to get into all that. That's not my story, and that's not what this is about. But anyway, for Frank to reference that, for a person who was raped or sexually abused as a child, to say it would be triggering is beyond a shadow of a doubt. Probably one of the most horrific things that a person could say to, and I could spend a little bit of time here, I'm sure, and probably dig up that and go to that section on the video, but I don't think it's worth it. If somebody calls in to question what I'm telling this story, I'll be more than glad to find that video, and I'll be more than glad to clip that section and let you hear it. But anyway, he made that and told Boogie that very thing. So needless to say, Boogie threatened in this podcast that he straight up, if Frank came to his house, he straight up would kill him. Okay. Now that's a harsh thing, right? Nobody. God, we are in a place in our society where, as a kid growing up and stuff, if I got pissed off at somebody, I might say to them, dude, I'm going to kill you. And I did not literally mean I was going to kill them physically in their life. It was more of a deal where I was just going to probably, beat their ass, or I was going to maybe just bust their balls and murder them in that sense, right? But in this day and age, that's not what this means anymore. Okay, we have way too many people that are out here shooting and committing crimes, and I mean, just if you don't turn on your television, if you don't watch these things, I mean, it's on there every night, everywhere, all over the world. It doesn't matter what country you live in. This type of just chaos and turmoil is going on around us all the time, right? So anyway, Keemstar, in his infinite fucking wisdom, decided that it would be a good idea to take a person who I'll describe as a emotionally and mentally stunted individual, that is Boogie. Okay? Boogie, because of the traumatic childhood that he had, he's emotionally and he's mentally stunted. Now, let me also say this. All right. One of the things, before I ever got into doing streaming, before I ever got into making YouTube videos, before I did any of this stuff, I had to sit down and I had to ask myself, okay, I don't fit the mold of your typical YouTuber or Twitch streamer, okay? I am way past middle-aged, okay? I'm overweight, and so there's a lot of things that you can come at me about on my physical appearance, and I don't have any defense to say that, yeah, you're right, I'm old, I'm fat, I'm loud, I'm a very opinionated person, but guess what? So what? Sticks and stones, right? That shit doesn't bother me, doesn't affect me. So the thing of it is when you enter into this type of ecosystem, which is the internet stuff, you have got to be mentally tough. You have got to be mentally able to withstand the bows and the arrows and the stuff that's going to come flinging at you. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you get into this world, it's going to come at you. Okay, I have people that come into my streams and they call me fat, and they call me this and they call me that, or they'll comment on my YouTube videos and stuff, and they attack my physical appearance. I don't give a shit. You want to attack my physical appearance? Attack my physical appearance. That's real easy. That's low hanging fruit. And personally, I always look at people that do that kind of stuff as not being very mentally acute, and so therefore they cannot have an intellectual discussion, and they cannot debate the things that I'm saying. They want to simply attack they want to attack my physical appearance. They want to attack my stances or what it is that I'm saying. Okay, because they're just not mentally acute to be able to do that. Boogie is not my entertainment. Okay, he's not my cup of tea. It's not something that I watch. I used to watch his stuff, but he kind of started spiraling and becoming this, what I like to call a professional victim. Okay, Boogie Boogie strikes me, and maybe you knew this type of kid in school, maybe you didn't. I don't know. I know that as growing up, there was always these kids that were always picked on and bullied. I was picked on and bullied, right? But I had the sense to understand that, when if you're picked on and bullied, or you're singled out because you're different than those around you, right? You don't go up to the bullies and just punch them in the balls, okay? You don't go up there and put a bullseye on your back, okay? Boogie does this. Boogie comes out and makes these horrible stances, these horrible stakes, and he basically flicks the bullies in the nuts, and then he wants to call foul. You can't. Why? I don't deserve this. Say, yeah, Boogie, you do. Okay, because you come out and you make these statements. Okay, and then you backtrack on your statements. All right. The bottom line is this. I make statements. I have stances. I sometimes they're not correct, and if they are not correct, and I find out that my take on it, because the information that I got was not accurate or correct, I will retract it. I will apologize, and because I'm big enough and a man enough to make the corrections. Okay, that's just what you do as a man, right? Or you do as a decent human being, right? If you make a mistake, you just correct it. Okay, so From my understanding, this Frank Hassle dude basically has a hard on for Boogie because he feels like Boogie got his YouTube channel taken down. One of the Reddit pages, evidently, that this Frank Hassle was a part of, it was a subreddit that was basically all about attacking e-celebrities, and primarily their focus was on Boogie. Boogie received a lot of hate on this subreddit. Okay, Boogie actually did a video and talked about this on his channel not too terribly long, about the fact that the subreddit had actually finally got taken down. So anyway, so Keemstar, in his infinite wisdom, decided to take this mentally, developmentally studied individual Boogie and put it up and pair him up into a conversation or a interview with his harasser, his tormentor, his bully, Frank Hassle. Okay, bad choice, bad mistake. Because here's why. Okay, when the interview is all said and done, Keemstar made this 2-minute and 15-second Twitter video after he did the thing, and here's what he had to say. So let's listen right quick to what Keemstar had to say.
Last night, I filmed an interview with Boogie2988 and Frank Hassle. Frank Hassle's been trolling Boogie for quite some time. Said he's going to run up to Boogie in real life, put a camera and harass him. Frank posted that he was in Boogie's town, and last night somebody rang Boogie2988's doorbell, and Boogie thought it was Frank. It wasn't Frank. Regardless, I wanted to get the two of them, because it is drama, on Drama to have a debate. And what transpired was Boogie threatening to kill Frank like multiple times. And if I put this interview out, it's going to make Boogie look really bad.
Okay, I want to stop right there. And I'm not going to watch any more of this. This is still up on Keemstar's Twitter. You can find it. You can watch it yourself. It's at Keemstar. But I want to stop right there because here's the thing. Keemstar says, I'm not going to release this video because it makes Boogie look bad. I'm going to address that here in just a little bit. But here's the problem with that. He interviewed this person, Frank Hassle, tags him actually in the tweet here, as you can see, right? He tags him right here in the tweet, right? Tags this nut job. Now, here's the problem. Frank Hassle's whole modus operandi, or motive for existence, is to get reaction, to get people who are going to respond to him, okay? He wants to elicit a reaction from the person that he's harassing. He wants the limelight. He wants attention, okay? And basically anybody who makes videos, who streams, whatever, that's what they want. They want the focus. They want the attention on themselves, all right? So I don't necessarily have a problem with Frank wanting the limelight, but I will say this: Frank is going about it all the wrong way. Here's the problem, okay? So after Keemstar puts this video up, right, Frank, as you see right here, subtweets or I don't know what retweets it. I don't know all the damn terminology. Doesn't matter. But he basically tweets this out, says, this is fucked. Okay. So now Frank is pissed because he has been robbed of an opportunity for his voice to be heard, for him, I'm sure in his mind, owning Boogie. Okay, so now he's pissed. So guess what? So now what we got to do? We got to step up the game. We have to step up our attack. So Keemstar, in doing what he did, escalated the situation. We already had a fire here that was burning. Okay, it wasn't quite out of control yet, but it was getting real hot and it was burning bright. Okay, so Keemstar, the idiot that he is, he decides, guess what? I'm going to escalate the situation. I'm going to interview these two guys. And then I'm going to not put this out because it makes Boogie look bad. Okay. And again, like I say, I will address that in a minute. So then, guess what happens? Frank shows up. He shows up at Boogie's house today. Okay. And this is what he's greeted by. All right. Boogie's standing there holding a revolver, pointing it at him. Okay. And what's he say? I took the gun and made him suck it like a dick while the whole neighborhood watched. Okay, so Frank is not taking this shit serious. It does, and Boogie, when he has this interaction with him here, Boogie, and I'm not going to play this, but if you want to listen to it, if you want to see it, you can go over and listen to it on Keemstar Storyfire feed. He puts out the video that he was going to put out on Drama Alert, where he has the debate stuff. And I'm going to just tell you, this is my personal opinion. Yes, Boogie repeatedly told him, if you come to my house, I will bury you. You will leave there in a body bag. Now that sounds horrific, but not to me. Okay. If he's telling this guy under no certain terms, if you come to my house, if you come in and to me, I'm going to take that as a threat and I will put you in the ground. You will be pushing up daisies. You will leave there in a body bag. Okay. I personally don't have a problem with that. Okay. Now, some of my viewers may. Some of you may think, well, that's extreme. This is that, whatever. Okay. And guess what? Bottom line is this, right? Boogie handled this incorrectly. He should have never left his house. He sure as hell should have never pointed a gun at the guy. Quite simply, he just should have stayed inside his house where he was secure and safe. I don't have a problem with him having a gun. He could have been sitting around on the side of that damn door, and he could have had that sumbitch cocked and loaded and ready to go. And if this dumbass Frank Hassle broke in through the door and walked in there, and if Boogie filled his ass full of lead, sayonara, guess what? You play stupid games, you win fucking stupid prizes, and sometimes those prizes is the fucking booby prizes, which ends up with you expiring, for you no longer existing on this planet. And guess what? That's just the shit. That's just what happens, and I'm okay with that. All right. Now that might sound harsh, and they may say, well, Riv, that's pretty. No, I don't wish death on anybody. Okay. But if you're going to play stupid prizes, then you're going to win, or stupid games, then you deserve to win stupid prizes. It's just that simple. Okay. So even now, you see this here. He did take it serious. Okay. And you know what, Ricky? While I'm on this, Burrick, let me tell you something, dude. Okay. Listen. I like you, dude. I think you're funny. I love the little things that you and young Crip get into and shit, dude. I really do. Okay. But seriously, man, this is not the situation for you to come in here and try to troll on this thing. Okay. I understand you're for the memes, dude. I get it. Okay. But this is one time, if I ever had to offer any advice to a young man such as yourself, dude, please just back off out of this one and understand that this was not the time or the place to do this shit. I just can't emphasize that enough. Okay. But anyway, so anyway, Hassle shows up to his house, and here's Keem. He's blow by blow reporting it, which is what he always does and stuff. And the thing of it is flat out Keem just fanning the flames, whatever. So then he comes on and makes one of his traditional little Twitter videos. And he's sitting there talking about he shoots at him and police are currently investigating and stuff, because guess what? This is drama, and this is stuff we have to report this shit because, hey, this is clicks, this is money, this is whatever, okay? Sometimes we have to sit and weigh and judge and say, okay, this is not one of these times where I just need to throw up a video or I need to cover this because this is insane. This is something that doesn't need to be done, and Keemstar 100% was in the wrong. He should have never, ever, ever, ever done this. Okay, can I give you a quick down on how this and how? Okay, Nick, see, I'll loop back around. Just bear with me here for a second because I'm almost done, darling. So anyway, so then eventually, Keemstar comes out and says, "Hey, I'm going to release this, and this is," and he put it out on Storyfire. And again, if you want to go and listen to it, you can. I will say this: Keemstar shows some, I don't know what you'd call it, but he does not actually show the actual video of the confrontation, but he does leave the gunshot in there.